All right. Shalom. Before I start, give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Al-Shai, Bashim Chachorash. Double honors to the apostles, and those great millstone. Peace, blessings, salutation, salt like to Akim. Walk with them, learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. This is going to be another video through the Spirit. Basically, let you got you got the saying in the world. People will say, "Let Caesar take the will." All right, but putting it towards this truth, let the Spirit take the will. All right, in certain cases and situations, all right, an immediate verbal or physical response is not always needed. All right, we don't always have to react off impulse based off of something that happens to you. All right, you don't always have to get up and and bulge your hands up and start putting holes in shit, or you don't always have to start swinging your tongue around. All right, certain things can literally be found out just by sitting back and observing. All right, the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the Heavenly Father and His Son. They have knowledge of things that we simply don't. So we don't always know how something is going to turn out. We can't always foresee things. All right, so it's not. I'm gonna just get this. I'm gonna just get this scripture. And I got another one on mine. Whatever else comes to spirit. This is Sirach chapter 18, verse 19. It says, "Learn before thou speak, and use." It looks like psyche, or physic, or ever thou be sick. All right, but dealing with the first part, learn before thou speak. All right, dealing with plenty of other scriptures. Keeping your foot in the house of the Lord. All right, hearing the matter. All right, things like that. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has a ultimate plan that we can't foresee. All right, I mean, we know the scriptures, we know how everything is going to end, but you have certain situations that will happen in your life that you might think you might want to do something, but it's best to just sit back and let things happen. Now, if something requires action, then it requires action. All right, I'm not telling you get fucking shot just to sit back. Oh man, go get it handled. But you might have certain financial things that pop up. You might have things that pop up within the brotherhood. You might have things that pop up at fucking work. Your boss might be a goddamn raging demon to you. All right, one day you don't gotta get up in his face. Oh, who you talking to? Blah blah blah. I kill you. And next thing you know, you're gonna be jobless. Sometimes you just sit back. It might have it. The next day he get fired. A new dude come in and give everybody a raise. All right, not saying that's happened to me, but sometimes just let the spirit handle it. I gotta. Let me get this, and I don't remember in particular. I was watching a video. I believe it was by Apostle Ramla. So, I believe it was by Apostle Ramla. He said something that that ignited the fire. So let me see. Sirach chapter 4. Sirach chapter 4, verse 26. It says, "Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river." All right. Oh, you know what? Hey, let me start it back at let me start at verse 25. It says, "In no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance." So that's another thing. Sometimes you might be uplifting your voice against a situation that you have no understanding of. All right, that's why when you go in the book of Acts, it was Gamaliel. That's why he said, basically give these men space. All right, don't touch them, lest ye be found happily fighting against the will of the Lord. Basically, all right. So not everything has to be burned with fire. All right, learn how to use water. Learn how to use wind, and I'm speaking spiritually. Learn how to de-escalate situations. Learn how to smoothen out situations. Not everything has to be balled up hands and rage. All right. In other words, verse 26: Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river. And that's another thing. This plan is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's not of our own. We can't force things to be the way that we want them. All right. If your favorite color is blue and somebody else's favorite color is green, it's not your job to force them to like blue. All right. And as long as that, and I'll use this instance for a brother, as long as that brother's pushing the word of truth and sincerity, it is what it is. And that's another thing. For certain situations, if it turns out that you're right, you don't always have to be all, yeah, no, I told you, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I was right, blah, 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 blah. You know, that's not being humble. Even if you were right, if a brother goes through some, he gets corrected, he goes through that shame, he pulls himself together and he's keeping it pushing. You don't have to get back in his face and, yeah, nigga. All right, yeah, I told you. Yeah, all that. Hey, that's all that isn't necessary. All right, because Yahushua HaMashiach, he didn't do us like that. All right, mercy. That's another thing that tie in with this video. You gotta have mercy. Let me see. Let me see. This is Matthew 5. And I'm starting at 5. It says, Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. All right. So not everything has to. And shoot, even people in the world. All right. When the destruction of this world comes, that's when we gonna be able to blurt out, yeah, I told you so. Fuck you, 2/3 monkeys. Esau, you going. We're gonna be able to be all out, all out with it. But as of right now, we still have to function in the society. We still have to do what we have to do to be able to maneuver on a day-to-day basis. All right. So even dealing with people in the world, you don't always have to blow up on people. All right. You don't always have to get your hands on things. Sometimes, as the saying is in the world, silence is golden. All right. There's been many cases. You look back in, I believe it was, I want to say Deuteronomy. You know what? I get it. I will get it. The example with Moses and the men that came up against him. Moses didn't kick up and start throwing hands and, oh, F y'all. He said, no, we gonna, let me get it. I want to quote it exactly. Let me see. All right. Deuteronomy. Where is it at? It may be. Where's it at? Judge between you. Okay, 1 Samuel. Okay, that's what it was. So, 1 Samuel. I'm going to go to 24. I'm gonna start it off verse 1 Samuel chapter 24, verse 11, using King David as the example. It says, "Moreover, my father, see the skirt of see the skirt of thy robe in my hand, for in that I cut off the skirt of thy robe and killed thee not. Know thou and see that there is neither evil nor transgression in my hand, and I have not sinned against thee, yet thou huntest my soul to take it." So this is David talking with Saul, and even he repented of even cutting his garment, but he was like, look, he was basically you know, if you know the story, Saul was being he was being a demon to King David. King David was telling him like, look, stop trying to kill me. All right, verse 12. The Lord judge between me and thee, and the Lord avenge me of thee, but mine hand shall not be upon thee. And that's the spirit that you have to take. The Lord is going to straighten things out between us and these people in the world, and even between certain things in the brotherhood. All right. Now, on the flip side, I'm not promoting a laissez-faire attitude, which means basically you just sit back and you just always sit back and just let shit happen. No. All right. We see wickedness, we point it out. If a brother needs to be corrected, he'll be corrected. But certain things don't always require immediate kickback. All right. To give you an example, in the world, if you're driving a car, you know, if you're hydroplaning or you start to slide in the ice, the regular person in the world, their immediate, I won't say reaction, their immediate overreaction is to rip the wheel okay, so if their car veers off to the right, they're gonna rip the wheel off to the left as hard as they can, and what happens? They go into immediate spin out. But if you know anything about driving, or about certain tactics, if you're hydroplaning, you slide on ice. If your car, say you're driving, and it veers off uh, to the right due to some sort of wetness or whatever, you're supposed to counter steer, which literally, if your car veers off into the right, and let's say there's a wall, naturally you think you want to go left, but what you would actually do is knock the wheel a little bit to the right. Therefore, it'll actually get your wheels back, making contact with the ground. You'll get traction back. And then you turn the wheel back to the left. All right. Now, I'm not trying to. If brothers can get what I'm saying, because if your car rips off to the right and you immediately turn to the left, you're gonna slant your wheels. You're done for. But if you actually take your time, be calm, not even though you're going off to the right, there might be a car or wall next to you. You slightly knock the wheel over just a little bit. Instead of your wheels being shaky in the first place, it's going to stiffen up, tighten. Then you can turn it back to left and keep on the path. And I'm just applying that to this truth. Not everything requires an overreaction, an uproar, fucking tables getting turned, motherfuckers getting slapped and cursed out. Certain things you can sit back, observe, all right, and think about how to go on from the next step. You don't always got to be you don't always have to be a bull in a china shop. Let me see if I can find the scripture. I might have to pause the video to find it. But let me see. Let me see. Khan. Perfect. Back in Sirach chapter 4. Hey, that's crazy. That's through the spirit. You don't always have to be a raging bull in a china shop to every situation. All right, we're gonna go back to the book of Sirach. This ain't gonna be an extra long one. I just wanted to, hey, let Yahweh Bashim Yahushai take the wheel. All right, in certain situations. All right. Shit, that's what casting lots is for. That's what having councils is for. Not everything requires fast twitch, on the fly responses. Sirach chapter 4, it looks like verse perfect. I'm going to start at 29. It says, be not haste in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. And that's this is perfect for this example. Be not haste in thy tongue, so you don't always have to be spitting out hot fire, but also and thy deeds slack and remiss. So, but don't also be too laissez-faire. Sometimes you're gonna have to crack down and tighten up a belt buckle. All right. Sometimes you're gonna have to get in there and get your hands dirty, but not always. Not in every situation. You don't always have somebody's walking past camp. They say something. You don't always have to, flip them off. Fuck you. Blah, 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 all that. So hey, one of your own family members, they say something that's wicked, or you see him eating a damn hot dog or some lobster. You don't always have to run up, slap it out. Yeah, the Lord gonna kill you, nigga, and take the damn find some there was some blood in it and write it across the raw. You don't always have to do that. All right. Verse 30 says, be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Con. So be not as a lion in thine house. You don't want to be known as the person that is, you know, you don't always want to be known as the person that's always just flying off the handle. Anything you flying off the handle. You don't want to be known as that person. All right. We all have different attitudes. We all have different temperaments. Some brothers have higher levels of stress and rage than others. All right, and brothers that know me. All right, but you don't want to be a raging lion in your house, to where when you come around, you know, brothers are, oh man, what are you gonna do? Oh man, shit. Brothers looking at you, you good? You don't want to be that. All right. It says what? Nor frantic among thy servants. Counsel. Hey, no one. You gotta learn how to let the Lord take the wheel. You have to trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. If you're doing this work, you have to believe that through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, He's gonna always be guiding things towards our best, I'll say, outcome. No, despite the fucking downsides that are gonna happen, the things that are gonna go wrong, or the stuff that's gonna break down, situations that's gonna go bad. Ultimately, everything is towards our perfection in the kingdom, and that's what has to go through your head whenever things are happening. That's why you don't have to go crazy. These people in the world, you want to know why they always explode in road rage? Because they have somewhere to be. They're not looking towards the kingdom. We don't always have to explode in road rage. All right, we might be late for work, we might end up missing an opportunity, but ultimately we're getting the fucking kingdom. All right, these people, they don't get their food immediately as they want it in fast food. Oh, I'm writing a bad review. We don't have to do that. Yeah, we may have wanted our food at a certain amount of time, but guess what? We're looking towards the kingdom. All right. So always keep the kingdom in your foresight. That'll help you always, know how to handle situations. All right. So with that, I hope it's just an edifying lesson. Hey, don't force the course to the river. Some things, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is gonna handle. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Chakorash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace, blessings, salutations to all like Akim, walk with them, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. But another thing, real quick, just again for the other side of it, if you see, because you have the elder Ariala, if I remember his name correctly, of Dallas, he just did the video. Now, if you see something going on, and it needs to be spoken on, speak on it. If you see something going on and the action needs to be taken, take the action. All right? And do it correctly and efficiently. All right? But if certain things don't require immediate fucking flame and fire, then don't do it. Don't overkill certain things. All right? So with that, I'm going to say shalom.